Welcome to this next episode of We Shoulda. I am your host, Sean Manning, along with this empty chair right here. At some point, someone will be sitting there. I want to bring to you our first guest tonight. He hails from Detroit, Michigan. He's one of the best comedians in the country. He's headlined comedy clubs all over the place. He was said by Dave Chappelle himself that he is the next one up. Dave Chappelle literally brought a sword from England and knighted him the next jester of comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together right now for the incomparable, insatiable, sexiest man of the year, the most intelligent, the strongest, Jason Jamerson, y'all. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Jason Jamerson.
How you doing?
What's going on, man? Thank you for all of those compliments, brother. Thank you for all those compliments.
They say you got to give your flowers early.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
You don't shake with the left hand.
Yeah, this chair is different.
I didn't set the chairs up.
Uh-huh.
Well, here we are at the world's greatest podcast.
Suddenly you're taller than me, huh? You didn't set the chairs up?
I've been eating my vegetables.
Getting some rest.
Trying to. So how have you been? It's been a minute. How you been?
Been all right.
How's the coffee?
Black. It's Black History Month, so it's
for the culture.
For the culture.
Unlike the dunk contest,
for 2 years in a row,
which tried to be for the culture when they was forcing Jaylen Brown quality 48s when he should have gotten 30s for the bile he displayed at the dunk contest.
That dunk contest was trash.
Now, young Mac deserved everything he deserved, and he always has. And I wonder, he's always been a good hooper, but I always wonder why he can't stay with the team.
Mac McClung?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he a good hooper? Until he won a dunk contest last year, I never heard of him.
Easy now.
And then
before Zion was dunking on innocent white children in high school on YouTube, Mac McClung was the guy. I'm talking 360s. I'm talking windmills. He was doing it all. And then out of nowhere came Zion. And then people was like, in regards to Mac. But Mac had been doing it in high school. And then it seems like Zion literally just came. And once everybody was so consumed with Zion, and then Ja kind of came up over there, was at Murray State, and people forgot about Mac. But he always could hoop. Anybody that makes it in the NBA can hoop.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Especially if you're shorter and white.
And that's the crazy thing, because like I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but we talked about it before. Like it'd be like the bench warmers that everybody be like, "Oh, you suck." Like no, they still like they
say you Dante
he
Culpepper.
Said I suck compared to LeBron.
Yeah, Dante Culpepper and Lindsey Hunter used to come to Lifetime in Canton. When I tell you they were looking like Shaq and Kobe, and there was nothing anybody could do.
Nothing. Yeah.
Lindsey shooting from full court, Dame before Dame, Steph before Steph.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a Lifetime gym, so it's smaller, but Lindsey shooting from wherever. Yak.
He did the same thing at Powerhouse and Nova.
I can only imagine.
He just
and in that court, not even that. I'm sure he just shooting from one end to the other.
Man, he was shooting the logo, whatever the logo would be on the Powerhouse court.
It was
He just.
Did you watch the 3-point shootout?
I watched
with Steph.
I watched the Steph one. I watched the Steph and Sabrina one. Actually,
she was stamped by the beam before his.
I did not know
tragic
that.
demise. Yeah, her and Kobe had quite the. Kind of sounds weird when I say it like that. He had took her under his wing. Right?
Quite the mentorship.
There you go. Yes, he was quite the mentor to her. This is even before. That's how she had even appeared on my radar, was because of him when he was still alive. And, like how good she was going to be in this and that. And I never thought, was it 3 years or 3 years after his death, she had hit the most threes in the 3-point contest. Granted, it was for the women and the women's line.
I mean, really? But you can't even say that no more, because she tied Dame from the men's line.
But she didn't tie the chef.
No, she didn't. She was a money ball away.
Yeah. But so what she did on the women's, Chef did for the men.
I'm saying
she had 29.
So
the most ever.
Mm-hmm.
women's ball, women's 3-point line, most points, which brought this competition up. I'm at the house watching. Travis looking at me. She dropped that 26. It was getting a little warm in here. and Steph.
Well, you didn't want a woman to win?
No. I mean, but
no, you didn't.
Not over the greatest shooter alive. No, greatest shooter ever. No.
So you were with Kenny Smith then?
Not at all. Don't do that.
You were Kenny Smith.
He's the greatest shooter ever. He has to win.
Or not at all.
Or she's not at all.
Wow. What you trying to say? That a woman can't be the greatest shooter ever. Is that what you're saying?
Not unless we're shooting in the same situation and scenario.
Oh, wow. I mean, they were shooting in the same scenario.
Different ball.
They're shooting the same scenario, man.
It's a different ball.
This guy.
I'm just saying.
This guy. So you think she should be braiding hair as well?
What are you doing out here? Get back to the kitchen. No. I've been watching her since high school, and then college, and now. Well, not so much the WNBA, just because I just.
So you don't watch the WNBA either?
No, I do. The marketing for it is bad, so I don't know when the games come on. And then they took the team that was from Detroit anyway, so then it's really hard to find the game.
Yeah, it is extremely hard.
And then if it's choosing between WNBA or NBA, I'm gonna choose NBA. Women choose NBA. Hence the numbers of viewership. It's not because of us, because we're the ones watching.
We're not talking about women.
Oh,
we're not talking about what the women do. We're talking about you.
I watch at least 2 games a season, and then I watch the playoffs.
You hate women.
That's never happened.
When that's
never happened. And I watched the playoffs.
Wow.
Well, all I'm saying is that I knew she wasn't beating the chef. But I think he blew through. I think it might have been that first rack. No, it was one of them racks where he missed a couple. No, but then he did what the chef is supposed to do and seal the deal. But she's amazing. But she's not, pulling up from half court. She ain't no Caitlin. Caitlin hit her record-setting one from half, from the logo. She will be in 2 months.
And then we'll see.
But Sabrina was Kobe. So anybody stand by the beam is on the way.
Russ was standing by the beam.
Russ who?
Westbrook.
No, he was not.
He was?
He was not.
He was. See, he had mamba blood.
See, that's what he said. That's not what Kobe said.
Look at it.
Tatum, Kawhi, Giannis.
And Russ.
Not at all. And 2 of them have rings. We're just waiting on Tatum to come through. Once Jaylen Brown can get his life together. But now they got Porzingis and Holiday, so it's
gonna make it even worse when they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals.
To who though? Unless they lose to Giannis and Dame.
Giannis and Dame are losing to Giannis and Dame right now. They got the same record as the Pistons since Doc Rivers became the coach. Done a little research.
Well done. Well done. I'm gonna let you have that one. Well done. Which I still don't understand how he got to be the coach.
I don't know either. Or coach the All-Star game. That's the problem.
They came in losing.
They came in losing.
Just let Adrian Griffin coach the All-Star game, which he earned. And they beat the brakes off the West. So does Doc keep the check, or does he give it to Adrian Griffin?
If he was any kind of all right individual, he
what
would
if
give
he takes it and donates it in Adrian's name?
This is my money, and I do what I want.
So now here we are, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The season picks back up.
Yeah.
You've got to watch.
Now I start, because now things start.
And I got with the YouTube. I got to give you that password. I got the league pass, so all the games, stuff got access. It's time.
Stuff. Now is when I start. My radar starts picking up.
I need a parlay to hit, and then at some point, when we're flourishing and get the respect of our colleagues, we'll have a whoever.
This is what we're gonna do. Once the episode now, we're just gonna post some clickbait. We're gonna say something for clickbait. All right, just get people to watch. Shannon Sharp.
Oh, what?
That's the clickbait.
No, it's just Shannon Sharp.
Yep. So you just got to post that clip.
So just post that on Reels.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shannon Sharp.
Yep, just Shannon Sharp.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then just post it. They're going to be like, what is it? Just post it, end it. They're like, what do you say about Shannon Sharp? And then they're going to come to this and see that I literally just started it for clickbait. Right. They're going to be like, but by then they went through 5 minutes of the episode, so we get credit for the view.
Or, in addition to that, we could be talking about Tywin Lannister. You know, right? He's vile, he's sinister, he's all these things, right? Mm-hmm. And then I just take that, and then I just take Shannon Sharp, and I just put that clip together. Yeah. So now they're going to think, why would this young man say all this stuff about Shannon Sharp? Mm-hmm. And then once they watch, they realize never one time said anything negative. Got him. Just like that.
Got him like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the worst thing. It happens all the time.
That's right. But yeah, the rest of the All-Star game was trash.
It was a 3-point cat out of nowhere. 50 points. Who was just letting this man, first off, it ain't been the same since the bean has left. The competition is good. Kobe died, and so did the competition
in the All-Star game.
Because they knew nobody else watched.
One year, LeBron seemed like he tried in like the fourth quarter or something like that to tell his team, like, come on, guys, you can pick it up. Kobe, and everybody's like, look, who are you?
They knew Kobe was no longer watching, so they just said that.
Because Kobe would have ripped them off.
And did you hear that our partner in media, you right over there?
This seat is weird.
That boy Sass said that he blames the dunk contest being awful on LeBron.
I blame it on LeBron, Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum don't have bounce like that. You can't blame him on somebody though. He not Aaron Curry or Zach LaVine. He ain't no Mac
Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
Now, Ja Morant did say he would have done it.
Well, they should have unsuspended him. Oh no, he's hurt.
No, he's hurt. Who else?
I think Ja could. Maybe Ja could bring it back.
Ja could.
Him and young Mac McClung.
You say his name
because
Mac McClung.
Because all on Twitter I was calling him Matt the entire time. And then it dawned on me that why am I calling him Matt when it's Mac?
Mackenzie McClung?
Macintosh McClung. Yeah, I was ready with
MacGyver McClung.
Son of a gun. Bartholomew
McClung. What?
So, yes, we're blaming it on these stars who don't want to get out there and make it happen.
Absolutely.
Because Zach LaVine did. I mean, there was Jason Richardson years ago. We had Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter.
The great
Vince Carter, Dominique, Michael,
like,
Kobe.
Which I'm like, everybody who was in the best NBA player of all time conversation has done it.
If you had bounce, you was in the dunk
why
contest.
Are you afraid, LeBron? Now your bones are old.
I'm an in-game dunker. No, even that, it's the same. It's
right. You can
same
win
2 dunks.
You can windmill. Yeah. If Dwight Howard can do it, you can do it.
Dwight was in it. Nate Robinson was in there.
Dwight
has ruined it. Because now
superstars are scared to do it.
Nobody's picking up.
They're either scared to do it, or it's like, I'm not going to do it unless another superstar is doing it. Because if I lose to Mac McClung,
then you should have more bounce in your house.
But yes,
have more bounce.
Yes,
the boy had bounce. They showed a clip of Aaron Gordon in the dunk contest with him and Zach LaVine. What a time to be alive!
Man, that's pretty good.
He jumped over a mascot.
Legs
like Freaky Zeke telling the story on the couch. Legs up like that. Under the legs. Hagat!
Yeah.
Hagat!
That's pretty.
Zach LaVine jumping through the legs from the free throw line. And then
somebody over the weekend, they did do like a little, like a 360 between the legs type thing.
Somebody did.
That was pretty nice.
He should have made it. I don't know how Jaylen Brown made it into. I don't know how, because I thought Toppin. It
was him who did it.
Yeah, he was better than Jaylen. I don't know how Jaylen Brown made it. Maybe because he was a Celtic and they felt some type of old because Larry Bird was in the building and. I don't want to vote. What you guys got over there? Oh, 48, Larry. 48?
Yeah, no, Jaylen didn't.
He jumped over a short man sitting down in a chair. And Mac McClung jumped over Shaquille Diesel O'Neal.
Mm-hmm. They need to find other people to jump over, though, because Shaq, I get it.
He's tall. Go ahead and get Wemby out there.
Jump over Wemby.
Ooh.
Yeah, impressive. Yeah. That's y'all. They're gonna have to start doing some.
Wemby makes Shaq look short, so That's a lot to
I don't
jump
know.
over.
It's just the creativity is starting to wear down.
Well,
It's like you just keep on jumping over people and jumping over somebody
Yeah.
else, and then jump. Now, the one Mac did do, and this is another thing too. Like the ones he did, some of them I didn't even get it until they slowed it down. Because one he did where he let go of the ball and then caught it and dunked it again, it looked sweet in slow motion, but it looked like he just made a mistake in real time.
Maybe you need to update your television.
I didn't watch on my television.
That's the problem. He's watching on a fat bottom television with the antennas on.
Big booty boy.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah,
Is that Jason Williams?
No, I mean it's just in real time. It's just like I'm like, oh, did he lose the ball as he picked it up over?
All his dunks was nice. I don't think his plan was to jump over anybody, but when Jalen did it and they gave him that crazy score, and even the audience was like, "How did he get that?" I think he knew in his mind, "Oh, this is what they giving high grades to." So let me go pull out Shaq, because he said he had a couple of dunks nobody had ever seen before. Somebody saw that dunk.
Jump over a car the long way, not the way Blake Griffin did it. Turn it that way. Jump over from trunk to roof to hood and dunk. That's what I want to see.
I think that's a little longer than the free throw line. Who are we trying to kill out here?
Nobody. I need somebody to wow. The way they jumping out the building these days.
Yeah, but jumping out and jumping over the building.
Yes,
Anybody can jump out.
That's what I want to see.
Everybody can jump.
That's what I want to see.
Okay. Well, I'll pass it along to somebody at the.
Yeah, tell your boy Stephen A.
At Rucker Park.
Tell your boy Stephen A.
None of these guys in the league. I don't know if they got that much hang time. That's a bit of bounce to jump over a car the long way.
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on the car.
Could get a Mini Cooper.
Right. Get one of them, what's it called? A Fit? What is that?
Fiat?
No, it's something called a Fit. I think it's like a Honda Fit or something like that.
Oh, yeah, they can do that.
Or like a Prius.
Or like a Compass. Like a small Compass. Or the Prius.
Compass is a little tall.
Well, I mean, listen.
Nah, they do the.
It's not taller than Shaq.
Not taller than Shaq. Well, I mean, now you're going tall and far.
I mean, but this is Compass. It's not that much.
A Compass is probably about like my head is probably like looking over.
Oh, that's easy. They got that. Somebody got to figure it out.
Somebody got to figure something.
But whatever vehicle it is has to be sponsored by whoever, because it's all of starry all over the place.
Set the basketball on fire.
Set the basketball on fire. That's what you came up with.
Set the basketball on fire.
Get
one of them. Get one of them like flame retardant gloves. You know how sweet that was. Windmill the ball on fire.
Are the lights going to be off? Because it's just going to look like. And then
why not?
How are we stopping this jersey from not being engulfed?
You're holding it this far up, almost like you're bowling. Okay. You run up, jump, a flaming windmill. Tell me that. You not scoring a 50 on a flaming windmill?
Who's going to fix these nets now that they've been singed?
It's happening so fast. You know, it's like when you have a candle right there. You just put your hand across like that. Okay. It's happening so fast, it's not going to burn nothing. Nah, unless he ducks it and it rattles in the rim a little bit first.
Right.
Then after that, it's like
ball rattles in the rim, bounces.
I mean, you just gotta keep the fire extinguisher on.
Had a little liquor in their hair.
You just gotta keep the fire extinguisher right there, like 3-4 people with fire extinguishers right there. Yeah, put the ball, the rim, and of course it's gonna have to be a last round thing. So then they can just, if something happens to the Nets, they don't gotta worry about it.
Let's go home. Yeah. Which was made famous, and they haven't really heard that one in 2 years from Kenny. Last time I think I heard it was Aaron Gordon. It was a good old "Let's go home." It's been pretty bad. Jaylen Brown made it worse.
Yeah, set the bed.
He dunked the ball and then came down.
Tried to
do the deep Brown and came down after he dunked the ball.
Didn't do a deep Brown. He did a dark wing duck.
He
just came down.
Let's get dangerous.
I'm the quack in the night.
Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, no, but yeah, the actual game was trash. No competition, like you said.
A lot of threes.
No defense. A lot of threes. They show. I saw a graphic talking about like how the competition level has left and how no defense is being played based off of how many fouls were called from '93 till now. And in 1993, I think they said it was like 60-some fouls called in that game.
Wasn't playing for that paycheck.
Like they did it every 10 years. So then 2003, there was like 40-something fouls called.
Bean still there.
2013,
Bean on the way out.
2013, there was like 20-something fouls.
Yeah.
2023, there was only 7 fouls called.
Unacceptable.
And this year,
unacceptable.
There's only 3 fouls called the entire game.
Unacceptable. Now, is that on the refs or is that just on the players?
They're not doing anything. Nobody's playing defense. If you're not close to nobody, you can't call a foul.
But that's true, because they were pulling from everywhere.
Yeah, you can't just run it's almost like they were just trying to run up the score. Like, all right, let's break a record for the highest scoring game. Like, no.
Yes, get my parlay right. They need to be doing. Everybody over 25.
Everybody over 25.
You couldn't do just one.
How do you feel if your team scored 211 points and you had less than 10?
Luka, because he cost me.
Luka hung himself
Luka,
on that one dunk.
They don't care about that. It's like playing basketball with the Joker. Like, they don't care. Yeah. Like, Joker's got his championship. They had the All-Star game, was passing it back to each other.
So how do you think they add competition back to the All-Star game?
Take it away. Take it away. I mean, as much as I
enjoy watching it, you don't think that should incentivize East or West teams?
You can't incentivize somebody already rich.
No, not like the money wise. I'm talking about like a competitive edge. Like, I think it's baseball, or at one point in baseball, the side that won the All-Star game got home field advantage in the World Series.
They can do that.
So like, if it's like, whoever wins East wins the All-Star game, the East gets the home court advantage in the finals.
They can try that.
Like, something like that.
Baseball travels, basketball they got multiple games to play. That could work.
Yeah, like, I'm just spitballing here. Just throwing things out there.
But baseball is different because of the parks. Like, like if based on the park, some parks is a home run is 350, some is 4. So depending on who you got to play.
So it's really a home field advantage, like a legit, whereas in basketball, outside of just the crowd.
Right. Whereas in basketball, man, it's 94 feet, cuz I ain't worried about it.
Well, I mean, still, you got the crowd and whatnot. Especially with these sensitive players now, it do bother them. It gets in their head. And so that does, it does make a difference. And just feeding off the crowd as if you one of them people feeding off the crowd and, you like, yeah, I'm on fire. They behind me.
Yeah.
Like, just be like,
okay.
Doc Rivers be like, Giannis, you got an angel with you.
All right.
Kid sees it.
So we're going to move on.
No, I'm just saying.
Super Bowl happened.
So that you don't got no other ideas to
incentivize? Because they don't. Anthony Edwards, he was like, no, ain't nobody gonna play for real. And he said, I don't know how you would get me to. So if one of the league leaders is like, and then he shot left-handed, he's an ass. Imagine we in a competition to do something. Let's say me and you in a lift-off. Like, you know what? I'm gonna lift off one-handed. What? Excuse me.
I'll say like,
and they lost because of his shenanigans.
It has to be something outside of money. It can't be like something that's personal gain.
Right, but it's got to be something that everybody would want to happen. But some people, I don't think they just want to see the world burn.
Even if they don't want it to happen, like I said, that whatever side gets home court advantage in the finals.
I mean, that could work, but then that's more so
because then it's like
that's a coach thing. Like a coach might want that. Everybody on the team, and then if I'm
if
I'm the guy,
if you got home court advantage, you have a higher chance of winning the championship on your court.
Look, no, I don't care. What I'm gonna do? Help you get home court advantage too? I don't think so.
No, you never know.
I want Minnesota to put you out. I don't want to have to deal with you later on. Get out of here, Boston. You ain't getting home court. That's what I'm saying. They're not playing for team anymore. They still playing for self. As you look at Cat coming out of nowhere with 50 points, that's all for self.
Yeah.
Before when they played, and then you knew who was, you knew who Mike was, you knew who Kobe was, Shaq, T Mac, Penny. Like these were people who wanted to play and put on for the fans. That's not the same.
Yeah, not just
anymore.
that.
And there's no
Kobe just hates losing.
And these
he don't
people,
care if it's an All-Star game or not.
And none of them really getting to it. None of them really play defense anyway. So it's just all of the people who don't play defense not playing defense. Like Mike played defense. Kobe played defense. When Sean Marion made it that year, and he had to guard Michael Jordan, Sean Marion played defense. Kevin Garnett played defense. When the Pistons starting 5 was there, They played defense.
That's back when defense was a
thing. But that's what I'm saying. These guys don't play defense no more. There's nobody in that game I don't think
they coach defense no more.
Minus Giannis, and that's just because he's tall and very athletic. But minus Giannis,
I don't think they really coach defense no more.
There's nobody you see in that All-Star game.
They have a player for defense. Like you are literally here to stop him or slow him down.
Yeah.
That's it.
We know Luka trash on defense. Like everybody on that team is terrible at not terrible. They're all subpar at defense. So you can't take a bunch of subpar people because now based off of how much they're getting paid and all these superstars, like Shawn Marion is nowhere near the talent level of Anthony Edwards, but Shawn Marion was an all-star. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the
ugliest shot form I've seen in my life.
He did, but I mean, so that's the.
How did that make it to the NBA?
His defense, and he had bounce.
Yeah, the Matrix.
There you go. He had bounce and defense. So yeah, that's the issue. Is the main thing is that none of them play defense anyway.
Yeah.
So to get them in a situation on vacation,
and this is why it's hard for me to watch the NBA until games that actually matter start coming on.
I don't disagree.
Like beginning of the season, you watch the game? No, I ain't watch that game. They're just playing around right now
because they got too much money.
This isn't even the roster that's going to make it to the playoffs yet.
I don't want to say it like that. Like I don't want them. Like they deserve their money, but I'm saying they've got too much money, so it's like.
And they don't want to get hurt, so they just
I got $250 million. I don't have to
shoot 3-pointers.
I got the money already.
You drop to the paint, you land on somebody's foot, you roll your ankle.
They all making more money than Mike was, and Mike was the greatest to ever do it. And they making more money than he is in their first 6 years than he probably made in his whole career. Mm-hmm. So, they don't have the motivation.
They don't.
They come, ironically, and I'm not taking a jab at them, but they watch LeBron. Then that's kind of it. That was who they watched. Except for Jason Tatum, who plays a little defense, hoops a little bit.
Before we move on to the NFL,
yes.
I was watching Jeff Teague's podcast. Mm-hmm. Well, it was a clip of it on TikTok. I don't have time to watch full podcast, and he was talking about how, how people, they're giving LeBron all his props for being in the league for as long as he has. He said he doesn't feel like Kevin Durant gets enough props for what he's doing in his 17th year. He said people don't understand. He was saying after 8 years, typically
that's it.
Like you're not supposed to be the main option no more. He said Kevin Durant ain't supposed to be the main option. He's supposed to be like passing the ball to somebody else right now. Mm-hmm. Like
17 is a long time.
17 is a long time.
Well, people still hold him leaving against him. Which I didn't care that he left. I thought he should have stayed in Golden State. But now as we see Draymond and his continued demonstrative antics, that something's going on. Mm-hmm. So
he probably punched Clay in the jejunum. Oh, wow. And that's why Clay ain't been able to play.
He did drop 30 the other day.
Well, he did.
35, I believe.
Off the bench, right?
I believe so. Went to work. But to answer your question.
Because who on the second unit of the other team is stopping Clay?
Right. That's what I tried to say. We talked about this. Clay still got it. I don't.
Yeah, they were like, hey, the people need to give him a little bit more props.
But it's because of that.
And he was like, what do you say? He said, after 8 years, if you ain't did what you were supposed to do or won or whatever, he's like,
but you won twice.
Yeah. He was like, but I want to leave too.
Yeah,
I'd be wanting to bounce around. Yeah. Not bounce around, but get to
But he did bounce around.
Go to a better team too.
Yeah, Jeff T did bounce around. He did.
Yeah.
But that's Kevin Durant. People hold him going to Golden State against him, and where he's at, like he was in New York, so they were still talking about him, but he really didn't play. So then there was that.
And then when he did play, all the other people that he brought over there didn't play.
So, so he's kind of out of sight.
He was about a toe away from making it to the finals by himself.
Yeah, and now he's out of sight, out of mind, because he's where people go to when they don't want to be heard from anymore, and that is Arizona. So he went to Phoenix, where people go to retire.
That is a retirement home.
And no, those games aren't on television unless it's Christmas. Or it used to be that or like a playoff game on a Saturday.
You up at 1 a.m.
Yeah, but nobody's watching those games. Even on the league pass, let's say 12. Anybody got time for all that?
Yeah,
So he's out of sight, out of mind.
Unless you're on the West Coast.
Right. Whereas in LA, they're making sure that the games are played early so people can watch, and it's a big marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
And he's LeBron, so they're not. Rich Paul isn't going to let anybody forget about LeBron, but that's the job.
Yeah.
But yes, Kevin has played deep, and even once he went to Golden State, started playing more defense. So in his latter years, some could say he has improved. Now he is on a team with shooters, so he doesn't have to do too much lifting, but he still drops, I believe, 25, 26 a night. So
yeah.
And people just don't like him.
People just don't like him
because he doesn't give them the answers that they want him to give. He doesn't brush his hair. He went to Golden State. And
he had that burner account on Twitter.
Right, the whole Twitter thing. So for whatever reason, they're just mad at somebody who they don't know. But 17 years.
I was about to say, that's all. For me, that's all smoke screens. Yeah. I don't pay attention to that. If I watch the game and I see him on there, I'm just this.
Even in the All-Star game, you knew he was right there, but I think he got to a point and he was all right.
Like, take me out.
Yeah, like I'm done. I'm not. Because he came down, hit a couple threes, had a dunk, had a layup, and then it was just like, then I think he saw where the game was going, and he was like, yeah, all right.
It's like, it doesn't mean it. And don't they get a bonus for being voted?
I believe so, but he got.
That's like easy money for a lot of them people now.
Yeah, but then he got all the
really free money and a vacation because they ain't doing nothing. That's the same.
The White was on vacation.
Same thing that happened with the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
same thing that happened with the Pro Bowl. That's how they had to switch. How they had to switch. Oh, we're doing the skills challenge and this,
right.
And with the Pro Bowl right now, everything but the game is exciting.
It's because of the money.
Like
and again, I'm not by all means they deserve their money. But before, the guys we watched weren't making, so a couple $200,000-$300,000 went a long way. Now with these NIL deals and YouTube and TikTok and people having podcasts, like I make that in a month. I'm going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's too much. It's too much bread out here.
Too much.
I ain't hungry no more.
They ain't hungry at all.
You know who was hungry though?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes for number 3. For number 3,
we was right here with the transition.
We were
it was right
for
there.
number 3. He got it done.
He got it done.
You know what? No. Andy Reid and Steve, and I'm just gonna call him by his nickname. Andy Reid and Spags got it done. Now Patrick Mahomes did what he needed to do when it was necessary. With that play calling
at the end of the game. Now, I would like to preface everything I'm about to say with, I hated that game. It was one of the most.
And you like football. You love football.
It reminded me of Rams Patriots. That game was horrible, and this one was just as bad. And I'm not going. I've been trying my hardest not to be that guy.
Not the greatest show on turf.
No. The Jared Goff one.
Yes.
With Ty Gurley just for whatever reason vanished in the game, and I'm just like,
that was a tough day.
Cause I just knew that game was going to be. How you have the number 1 offense in the league?
The defense.
Defense wins championships.
Belichickian.
I'm talking about in this game, this year.
Steve Spagnuolo, man. Look, they had Tua. I said it on the last show. Tua, Josh Allen, Lamar. I mean, great Brock Purdy.
You said he was great.
He is. He looked better than all of them. It's the coaching that let him down. Easy. He looked better than the 3 of them. He made the throws he needed to make. The coaching let him down.
Throwing the ball to?
You said what?
Who the rest of them? Who are they throwing the ball to?
Tyreek Hill
and
Waddle.
Don't say Waddle. Waddle ain't did nothing all season.
That's because the man is halfway hurt.
Waddle ain't did nothing all season.
They scored 80.
It doesn't at the beginning of the season when everybody was
healthy. They scored 80
against the Denver Broncos.
And then Stephon Diggs.
And then who else?
Gabriel. Man,
please. Oh. Gabe Davis ain't did nothing all season neither.
You are out of control.
Right? And Lamar Jackson, who he throwing the ball to?
You know who throws to Mark Andrews,
who literally just got off the injured list.
Zay Flowers,
who literally coughed the ball up twice.
Hey, listen, that ain't my problem.
And Zay Flowers,
Brandon Ayuk didn't even get the ball. His brother talking about he's out of there.
Once again.
That's on the coaching.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I am making.
I mean, Brock Purdy.
The point I am making is Brock Purdy,
he looked better than all of them.
Of course he did, because he had Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, and Christian McCaffrey.
Jawan Jennings, had nobody heard about Jawan Jennings until
everybody heard of Jawan Jennings. Everybody heard of Jawan Jennings.
No, please.
Everybody had.
You haven't mentioned his name all season.
I sure did when he made me lose money on DraftKings. I promise you that.
We don't mention their name until they give us the respect we deserve as a partner and sponsor.
Oh, my bad. Well, he made me miss the fantasy football money.
Sure, that works.
That fantasy football money.
That's one time. Other than that, what nobody think about him? I mean, it's not, and even Ayuk had his best years. Elijah Mitchell. They all had their best years with Purdy there. They've had their best years, even though McCaffrey had just gotten there and what's the name got hurt. His best year, Purdy was there. Debo's best years. Purdy, well, he can't even stay healthy. So, all I'm saying is,
of course, he's going to look better when there's better, when he has better players around him.
Came out. Kelsey briefly came out. Not Kelsey, Lord.
Kittle
came out.
And he had George Kittle.
Smidgen, Kittle Schmidt.
Okay. And just second, juicy. You know, he has one vowel in his name. I don't know how.
They got outcoached.
They for sure got outcoached. But I'm just saying, the reason why Brock Purdy looked better is because he had way more weapons. He's the number one offense in the league. So yes, he's going to look better.
And I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan needs to be fired, but he needs to hire. Now, I don't think the black guy needed the defensive coordinator. That wasn't on him. He lost a good defender, and Patrick threw one touchdown. How you fire somebody for nobody doing? They didn't do anything all game.
Kyle Shanahan is Coach Klein off the Waterboy when it comes to the big games.
He coughed one up to the Chiefs a couple years ago when it mattered most. He coughed it up as the coordinator in Atlanta when it mattered most, and then Coach Klein choked it away during the Super Bowl again.
Even though they are the number one offense, I just didn't think they were going to win it. I never.
Well, maybe that's because he's.
It wasn't even that. Just watching the 49ers throughout the playoffs and watching the Chiefs throughout the playoffs, I thought it was going to be a higher scoring game.
Me too.
But I was just like, the 49ers aren't going to close this out.
You can't bet against Andy Reid.
They've been there too many times. They're too disciplined. They know how to close it out when they need to.
Indeed.
Whereas the 49ers played the Packers, who were super young, in my opinion.
Barely got past them.
Barely got past them, and that was like off a collapse at the end.
The Lions,
who had that collapse at the end.
They did.
Chiefs ain't going to have that kind of collapse. They're too disciplined. They've been there before.
But they did have the collapse, and they couldn't finish it. They had them. They had them down there like that.
They didn't have the collapse. They were winning the whole time.
They didn't have a collapse. They had to pump to the back, and couldn't do it. I didn't bring the shells.
They didn't have a collapse.
When Patrick threw that interception.
That wasn't a collapse.
Listen, Smalls. When Patrick threw that interception, you could see it. The Chiefs were done. They were demoralized. Travis Kelce, out of the way, coach. He bumping everybody. Patrick Mahomes yelling at everybody on the sidelines. And what happens? 3 and out. I said, you, Kyle Shanahan, you should be ashamed. It was. Seal the deal. They were losing.
Kelsey didn't bump the coach off the interception. He could bump.
I'm saying overall.
Yeah, that was early off in the game. But
they were,
game.
Mentally, they were out of there. They had them.
They were passionate. They weren't out of there.
They were. You go back and watch. They had never looked like that before. They were shook.
They hadn't looked like that.
But once they realized,
fingers receivers all season.
Once they realized, Shanahan don't know how to call no plays. They said, "Don't worry about it. We got them."
No, they just they.
And then the fourth quarter came, and
they adjusted to the chess match that they were playing.
Just do you? I got it.
Yeah, they adjusted to the chess match that they were in.
Had that.
They was like, all right,
had their route. Sent Kelsey out. Everybody, somebody, who's watching Travis? And Patrick just 12 yards. I said, you're pathetic. You had it.
This is what they did.
Had it in their hand.
The Chiefs said, it was like, all right, let's watch this game. Let's watch this game against the 49ers had against the Lions. And they watched that game. They said, oh, we can run against them. Tried to run, wasn't too successful.
Had to set it up.
Because the 49ers are like, we know what they're talking about. They're saying they can run on us. Let's make sure they don't run on us. All right, we're not going to run with Pacheco. However, the one thing that the 49ers did not play against was a mobile quarterback. You
know
what happened the last time they played a mobile quarterback?
They lost.
Badly to the Ravens.
Yeah.
So once they decided, hey, Pat, go ahead, like, not all game. But when it's that time, it was like,
you do it.
Yeah, when you see it, go ahead. So there was that. On defense, they saw what the Lions did on defense. The Lions were a face mask, bouncing off a face mask away from turning the tide anyway. Chiefs don't make that mistake. They're like, okay, their receivers aren't who we thought, who they think they are.
No, Ayuk had one pass?
Ayuk ain't who we think. Debo is only as good as how much space he has to run around. He's not making no contested catches like that.
But that's on the coaching. Get these guys open.
And that's what the other, like, they do all that moving around before the play.
But everybody
and they were just disciplined enough to be like, you know what? Nope. He's running that way. The ball's going that way.
And everybody,
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. And everybody who knows something about defense, like, other commentators, they had said that, the Chiefs' defense was always a good defense. Mm-hmm. It was a top 5. And
they had the nerve to put a spy on Brock Purdy. So Purdy couldn't go nowhere.
They knew. Coaching.
They had a spy on Brock Purdy.
Coaching.
So, yeah.
And I mean, Andy Reid had, if Donovan wouldn't have gotten tired. So is he? Where do you put him?
Andy Reid
as NFL coaches, because he's made it to one.
Top 5.
He's made it to one with Donovan. Probably should have beat the Patriots in that one, but as the great Terrell Owens has said, I'm not the one that got tired in the Super Bowl. So then you have that.
Yeah, I put him top 5.
And then he's been to the Super Bowl now 4 times.
1-3.
1-3. But lost to Tom Terrific, though. That makes that Tom Brady win even that much more fantastic.
Yeah.
Because they beat the hell out of them.
Yeah. Now, here's a real question, because it's so early in Mahomes' career.
No.
I'm not saying he's better than Brady.
No, ask me in 3 years.
So you can't even give him an assessment at this.
No, he's because of what I saw, and then I think about when they lost to Tampa Bay, and then I think about what I watched.
He did the best he could in that game.
I don't disagree.
That one pass he threw, and he was laying literally sideways, this close to the ground, and just sidearmed it.
I mean, but yes, he's great. There's no question. And even, as I've said before, I might have said it off camera to you, even Tom, them first 6 years was, you know what? Yes, I'm sorry, yes. In the first 6 years of both careers, yes, he's better than Tom Brady. I mean, but Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. He's just not better. Right, he's not better than Tom Brady. But as far as accolades go, as far as athleticism goes, I can't speak on leadership or passion just yet, but yes, because I've said that Tom Brady was a game manager, because we was having that conversation about Cam Newton and what he said. I mean, that's who Tom Brady was. And even always clean cut Teddy Bruschi said that the first 6-7 years
was carried by defense.
Yeah, that we carried him. And I said that before Teddy did. What if anybody was watching, you would see. Teddy Bruschi, Tom Brady, charlatan. So yeah, and then put that all together. Somebody's got to watch. So, but that's something we had already said, and now to hear a fellow Patriot who's a Hall of Famer piggyback on our comments, and Teddy Bruschi probably does watch the show, though.
Yeah, of course. I talked to Teddy the other day.
Of course, Teddy watches the show.
Yeah, he said when he get a chance, sometimes he'll be on the plane.
He gonna come through. Yeah, it just pops up
when he gets a chance. Whenever he's in Detroit.
So in that regard, you'd have to say yes, but that's not even saying. Well, no, playoff wise, he has minus this year. He usually has flourished. Like Tom Brady's, playoff numbers were never stellar. It was just that he had played in so many and won.
What you got to do to get the job
they
done,
added up.
as you usually say.
Yes, but Mahomes in previous years did have 200-300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then I think he had 300 yards in this one and threw for 1. So it all worked out.
Listen, they actually invest in a receiver, and they're going to be a problem again next year.
Go ahead and get Mike Evans. You want to win? You already won, Mike. Okay. Yeah. You want 2 for a pay cut?
That really is going to be the factor with Mike Evans because free agency is coming up.
Yeah.
If I'm not, I don't remember when it starts. Usually it's like around March 15th, so I don't know when it is this year, but usually it's around March 15th. I'm going to keep an eye on these free agents, and then one of these days we're going to talk. Top free agents, who should go where. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if they told Mike to give me what you got for a pork chop?
What?
That's what Chingy said.
That is not what you say to another man.
What if that's what they told him? Hey, Mike, let's give me what you got for a pork chop.
And Mike Evans, at that point, needs to slap them in the face and walk out the room.
Pork chop.
You would say that to another man.
What is the pork chop?
I'll tell you off camera.
So it's not
it's less.
It's something.
The give me what you got for a pork chop it ain't. He's not talking about an actual pork chop.
But he said pork chop.
But he's not talking about.
That's another reason why he's out of here.
Yeah, well, there's multiple reasons why he's out of here.
As always, did you have anything? Go play Helldivers 2. It's a great game. I'll speak on it later. Look on the YouTube channel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, aren't you streaming that?
I am on my Twitch at Omega Shaw.
Omega Shaw.
The Omega Shaw.
Our home and native.
Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, I thought you was singing us out.
Yeah, I was about to say something that was going to sound suspect, so I stopped.
Okay. Well, thank you as always for tuning in. We appreciate it. We shoulda. Catch us next week. It's Jason Jamerson, Sean Manning.
Oh yeah, we out.